Yeah, so yeah, where price action just landed with XRP, it's making me it's making me uh, it's making me think about something I noticed the other day, and I just want to show you it and see what you think. So let me just do it, yeah. Let me just pull out the chart. Okay, so now it's on this chart, and I'm going to talk you through why I think it's this. I think we may be here. Okay, and the reason being, rather than down here. When I look at the like, this is the beginning of the pump for the last bull market, where this here looks like the beginning of the pump for the, well, it is the beginning of the pump for this one. But something happened here with the court case that I think stymied it. So if you look at this, you've got the dump before the pump, the real dump before the pump, is you got a retrace here, you got a retrace here, so 1, 2, 3 steps up. Then you got this long sideways before you get the final blow off top. So you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the top there, yeah? So here is, again, you've got the 3 steps from here. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 steps up. So that's our first wave up. Started there on March 2020. So then you have this retrace. So this is like a 60% retrace here. From there to there, 61%, 62%. So here, there is a 78%. Now this is also where the court case happened here. So it seemed to pull it down more than here. Now the court case, what I think it did, well, not what I think, it restricted the pump. So from here you've got this pump here, and when you measure it from the bottom here, it's a 14x, a 14x pump. So from here you've got a 10x pump. So this was 14, this was 10. So it went deeper and it didn't pump as much. So pulled it down lower, and then it didn't pump as high as this one here. So, and then we've gone into the sideways here, and it's like we've gone into an extended sideways here, so that we seem to be here rather than there. So now, why? I noticed that the other day, yeah, but I'm focusing more on this, except for where price action has just gone to at the moment. So you notice how accurate I am with the line here. So there's the bottom of this position. There's the second touch. There's the second touch. Get it in there. Okay. So one touch touches the bottom through here, and also wicks here. So you can see now this is one touch. Even though it's a double bottom, it's anyway, one touch, 2 touches, 3 touches. Okay. So now when I bring it back to here, is it's very similar with regards to touches. Now I know there's one line breaking it here, but 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, and then a pop for the last lift. Now you'll also notice on the top there's 4 touches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now again this is all one top. So top to the bottom, top to the bottom, top to the bottom, top to the bottom, and then up. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice that these two are pretty much level, and then this one comes close enough to it. So you can see 1, 2, and then this one's close enough. So 2 level, and then you got a third one here, yeah? So when I look at this one, again, I'm going to clear out these lines for now, just to make it easier to read. Clear that now as well. So here, you've got three touches. 1, 2, 3. And again, I class this as 1 because of top to the bottom. Top. Now, these two are 1 touch because it's bottom to the top to the bottom again. So 1, 2, 3. So we've only had 3 touches here, and we've had 3 touches here. Just to reiterate again, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches to the top. I could pull this line. Hang on. I have that yellow line there for a reason, so I could probably pull this line a little bit more like this, just to, if I wanted to have them touch. But sure, you get the point. You get the point. Me and my wicks, very sensitive to my wicks. So now, what that would mean, if I'm correct, is that the bottom holds 1, 2, 3. We've got one more lift up, and that this lift, remember, there's these two are level. That this lift comes up, but not as high, which would fit in with touching off the top of the triangle here. So one more lift up is one more touch to the bottom, and then the breakout. If we're following this here, is now this top here. Now this comes down. This is a 3, a 4, and a 5. So on these 3 bounces here, is this one is the lowest one because it's an impulse 3, 4, 5, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an impulse up, and then an ABC, A, B, C, and up it goes. This here can also be an ABC. Okay, so impulse up, ABC down. But they have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in as well. I just see this more clearly here. You can see the ABC more clearly. But I could count out a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. So this is an impulse down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an impulse up, and then the impulse down, A, B, C, and then 1, 2, and off we go to the races for the final pump. Okay, 3, 4, 5. So now, if I look at this one, as it is this here is a big correction down. Now you could call this an ABC, or you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an impulse up, because this is slightly lower. This is slightly lower, yeah. So now the correction here, again, there's a B, C, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, or simply an A, B, and a C. So you can see the correction. So if I'm correct, this will hold. If I'm correct, this line will hold. Could it break this line and still be correct? Yes, if it goes to 49. And again, I'm looking at this one is broken here. Now I know we're talking about a different place, but this one broke here. Is if I'm correct here with regards the impulse is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a pretty long, impulse. I'm not going to go navel gaze too much into it because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have that as well. And again, a smaller impulse up, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So I can put smaller ones in there as well, yeah? Equally, this could be an A, a B, and a C. If it was, normally what I would do is, if this is an A, a B, a C, is just put a fib on it like this. Put a fib on it from the B to the A and see where it lands, yeah? So you can see it, this one here is the 1786. It came down close to 272. So that's where it goes, and it hits the line here, yeah? So now, that really doesn't give me much more information. So now I'm going to look at the moving averages. Okay, so I want you to notice that in this here, the sideways is this comes down, it comes back up, nearly breaks it, goes sideways again, comes up again, comes down and breaks it. So there's a lift, it doesn't break it, but it nearly does, but it gets right onto it. I'm going to count that as 1 for now. Comes back down and breaks it again 2, and then breaks it again 3. So in this bigger drop as it comes up and goes sideways, is there's 3 touches to the 55, even though that one didn't break it. So if I go and look at the sample I'm talking about, is now we're talking about in here. I'm not looking at this movement here. I'm looking about this movement in here. Just that section, yeah. So now you've got the drop down, you've got the lift. It doesn't break, the price action breaks it, but the 20 doesn't get to the 55. You got a lift, and then it dips back down. So on this one here, you've with the 3. It's not an M, but the three dips. If you look at the bottom here, the reverse head and shoulders, the 3 dips here, or 3 bottoms. I'm just looking at it coming in like this, lifts a little bit, drops, and then lifts again. Yeah. Now it didn't break the 55. It only broke it coming down, and then it only broke it coming back up. After that, the 20 lifts once and does like a W pattern in it, yeah. And again, I'm just curious to see when you relate it back, how does it play out? Where are we here? Okay, because again we're in this section. So again, here's the potential, in this one. Now the triple bottom is this way. Okay, where the conversation I'm having on the previous price action is from here. There's this where, hang on, maybe I'm confusing myself here. Okay, I've got this in another screen so I can flick between them, yeah? This is where I don't want to get confused. We're talking about this space in here. So there's the one top to the third top, and then we're coming down, and then here's the third bottom, and it's creating this triple bottom that gives a lift back up. This is the part that I'm talking about, yeah? I don't want to get myself confused here, yeah? The reason why it's a little confusing is that this This here is the movement is much larger, yeah. Where if I'm looking for the triple bottom in this, it's not a triple bottom in this. If you look at this would be a triple bottom. You've got one touch at the top, two. Here's the third touch of the top, yeah. One touch, two touch. Here's the third touch. One, two. Here's the third touch here. So the third touch here happens in the it's like the M pattern here that creates the triple bottom, yeah. Where, and you can see the from the third top it drops and creates a triple bottom. Where the third top is here. Now this is where I might be getting a little bit confused. Is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the third one has just happened. Third one here, and then there's a triple bottom. Okay. Now I get it. Okay. Okay. I'm confusing. I'm confusing this here as this is the second bottom. This is the second bottom. Okay, this is the third, potentially the third bottom. Okay. 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 Let me correct myself here. If this is the third bottom and this creates a triple bottom for that pump, is this here, if this is the third bottom, there is no triple bottom here, so to speak, but there is a triple bottom here over the bigger time frame. Is this looks to be the triple bottom if this stands, unless this breaks this low here. And this is one of the reasons why I'm looking at this and going, well, you know, if this doesn't break this, again, it's creating that triple bottom. So if it doesn't break 54, 60, 60, 67, I'm pretty sure that the same as this triple bottom, even though it's presented itself differently, is it looks like we could be getting one more final lift, which is what I was talking about. One more final lift, one more final drop before the pump. Is the bit that potentially I'm changing is it doesn't necessarily have to be a 68% dump. Now I know the markets are looking terribly dumpy, and it's threatening to do all types of dumping, so I could be way off the mark here. But what do you guys think about, not necessarily the nitty-gritty of this, but with regards to where price action is within the actual bull run, with regards, you know, is the bull run here, kicks off, it pumps, is, I've always been saying that until XRP breaks its all-time high, it isn't officially in a bull run. However, the rest of the market, the vast majority of the rest of the market has broken their all-time high and are in the bull run. And XRP, if you look at it, is with this pump and this pump, it took here before it broke its all-time high. where XRP just hasn't achieved. Look, the whole suppression of XRP has just really blocked it even breaking its all-time high, but it's behaving in the pattern. It seems to be behaving as if it was in a bull run with regards to pumps. It's just they're stunted, they're limited, but yet the pattern is still playing out as it is. And if you look at this, look how drawn out this one is. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that makes sense?
Well, it seems to, but the only thing is I don't know if that follows that it won't be a big dump given the conditions of the market.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah. And that my yeah, totally, I agree with you. I'm just looking. So now adding in this form is looking at the way it behaved here, is looking at the way it's behaving here at the moment. Is if it holds this line here, or possibly if it breaks the 49 and takes a turn up, is I think for me that would confirm that we're in this position. Basically, if it comes down, touches, which it is, goes back up, confirms this, is I'm pretty sure that we're not going to get a huge dump before we get the pump. I could be wrong. The market is looking terribly dumpy. The only problem I have with the market looking terribly dumpy at the moment is it's telegraphed. It's been telegraphed to retail, it's been telegraphed to the traders. There's an awful lot of traders in on shorts. If this was to dump now, it would need volume. Volume really needs to come in. And volume really hasn't shown itself yet. If it did, the traders are all in their shorts, except for myself. There's traders, an awful lot of traders are in their shorts. Is they'd make an absolute fortune on the dump, which is not what the market makers want. Is they're trying to clear out the market, not generate a huge amount of profit for traders. That's my only real issue with it looking so spilly. It's been telegraphed. It doesn't make sense that it would do this enormous spill from the point of view of it's the market makers giving the traders a free ride, and they're not known for that. They're not known for that. It doesn't make sense. If anything, is a rug pull here is the most obvious thing. Is get to a point, then blast it up, rug pull them all. Again, is pull it down again, and then up it goes. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Is just I don't trust the market makers when they make it so obvious, when they give it away so easily, when they make it so obvious. Yeah. So anyway, so my point is this line is, it looks like it's going to go sideways. Price action looks like it's going to make an effort to turn. Is it might need, it's due a breather. Where's the chart I was showing earlier on? It's due a breather. Well, I'll show you this one. I think the one where I was showing the levels, yeah, is the length of this from the impulse from here to here. the impulse from here to here is they're very similar. So you got this impulse, you got the correction, you got this short impulse, and then the dump down is, again, it's a little further down. It's following this a similar pattern. Is, you can see the pattern. It's due a retrace. It's due a retrace. If we were to look at the lift up, well, I'll do this one first, just to look at what it did. So I'm measuring from the bottom to the top, looking at the impulse here. It came back up to the 05, spiked up through the 05. If I put the same one here and look at the 05 is 67. If I wanted to come up to the 786, it's the 75. But if I wanted to do a bigger lift, where I put this as one big correction, and then here's the impulse bounce from it, is looking at this, bringing it back up, is the 618 is at 76, and the 786 is at 82, and potentially that would bring it back up to this green line here, which when I zoom out on the daily, you can see the triangle pattern that it's in here, and then the outer line of it is here, and then the outer line of it is here as well. Here's the bottom, yeah. So if I wanted to do an impulse here, bring it back up to 79.80 or so, which would fit in with what I was describing earlier on. Here's the two tops, is coming back up to this one. The third top of this on the previous pattern didn't come as high, so that would fit in with hitting around the well, this line here. We'll give it a bit of space. Hitting around the 79.80, possibly 82, if I wanted to do a bigger impulse. And then the correction of that is, again, if we're following this, is you've got these two here that are level. Then you've got this one that comes up but doesn't meet the same. It's shorter. So that's the from the third hit, the lift up, and then the ABC, and then turns around and then off it goes. So this is what I'm trying to say is, I know I'm repeating myself, but you can see me talking through the process, is if this bottom holds and it starts to head back up, it looks like we're heading for, I know it's a blue line here, but it's the green line as well. Heading back up to here is, we could take a trip back down. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, touch off this, a retrace, and then off it goes. Is 4, isn't it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then off it goes. The touch, a retrace, and breakthrough. So that's really what I want to show. So now we got to see what this wants to do. Is the last thing I'm going to say in this, because I did want to make this short, is let's just have a look at the MAs and see what's the chances of this turning, because it looks brutal at the moment. It looks brutal at the moment. I'm going to go to the daily. Okay. So you can see on the daily is I'm just looking at these long-term channels here that I want to point something out, it's worth pointing out. No, not right now. Okay, on the daily there's only one thing I can look at on the daily with regards. Is there any bit of hope here? any bit of hope that this is going to turn anytime soon? Is the only thing I can see is look at this 5. Like, look, it's just coming down. It's turned out a little bit here. It's the first time that it's decided to turn out a little bit here. So that's a little bit of give. I don't know whether it means anything, because I know this candle was green for most of the day. Yesterday's candle was green for most of the day, and the last couple of hours it decided to go. So if it does the same thing here, is this little turn here could be nothing, and it just drops. If anything, it could be coming down to if you look, there's the 52, this line here. This blue line here on the monthly, this is the 55 EMA. So the monthly 55 EMA is sitting at 51.33. Okay. If we want to have a look at what this yellow line is, put it on the weekly so it can be. So it doesn't show so clearly on the. That looks like I just put a line there ad hoc. I didn't. So I'll go back to the daily to see why. Okay. That is not making sense to me, to be honest. Do you know what I think I did? I think I moved this line when I'm on my phone. Sometimes when I go to check something on my phone, I move lines. I think I moved this line on my phone. Realistically I'd either put this line here, which is right on the wick, or if I wanted to put it on the body, I'd put it on the body here. If I wanted to see if I can find a touch on that. Again, I'm very touchy about the wicks, so if I was really going to do this, put it into the wicks, the closest I would put it would be there. And the reason being, I'm catching this, I'm catching these, I'm catching this, and then I'm catching this here. So that would be enough wicks for me to catch and cut through to call it a nicely confirmed line. Yeah, close enough to this, but I don't want to be suiting myself just to put it in, just to make it work, you know. So let's just discount that for now. But this is where the monthly, the 55 EMA in the monthly is here, yeah. So if it was to drop a little more, I'll show you on this. When I try to do the monthly 55 and 20 EMA on Bitcoin, it doesn't do it because it doesn't hold enough of the history. So it doesn't show it. Where on Bitstamp it does. On Bitstamp it does. Where the hell is it gone now? Ah, there we go. So you can see here's the monthly. You see, I put that there so that on the other charts it's keeping a note of it for me. So you can see there's the monthly. So a good bounce line if it wanted to come down one more leg will be to bounce off the 55 on the month, yeah. And that might give it that extra little bit of space. There, I'm back in the daily there. Now here I am on the MAs, on the daily. So if this doesn't turn here, and it comes down, hits off the monthly, again, this could be enough for the 5 to start to turn. That's the 5 start to turn. Is the 800 EMA is here on the daily. You can see it touched the wick off it. Again, it broke it yesterday. Finally broke yesterday. One of the things we'll be looking for if this does hold is to get back above this, or to start coming up and testing it. That would be a really good sign if we saw that, yeah. But it is looking as spilly as hell. If we look at the weekly, here's the weekly, and one of the things I'd say, actually I'll go back to daily for 1 sec. The distance between the 5 and the price action is pretty close. So the 5 can affect, like here is, you can see price action came back up, touched off the 5, you know, and then it got pushed down the last couple of hours of the day. So I'm super mindful that that could happen again, because these wicks or these candles, they're not far off being the same space. But when I look at the same on the weekly, the weekly is quite a bit of, the 5 is quite a bit of distance away from price action at the moment. So when the weekly turns at the end of today, it'll be interesting to see how far this 5 travels, and is there space? Is it going to give space for a retrace back up? So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting today to see if that's the case. Yeah. So they're on the bigger time frames. If I go to the monthly, here's the monthly. So again, is this white line here. It broke through, retraced back to it. We did the same now. We broke through, retraced back to it. Nearly came to it there. Broke through, retraced, touched off it there. Got the breakthroughs there. Close enough there, close enough there. You can see of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Of 18, 19, of 19 months, this line here has been I don't know whether it count these as a resistance. Broke through them fairly. Yeah, no, it was a resistance. I'll tell you why. Because look, it got rejected and to come back up again. So 1, 2, and then a resistance there. Three points. It was a resistance with rejection on it. It was support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll include this 6, 7 times. This line has been a support on the monthly. So it's a pretty strong record, this level, yeah. And that line is at 58.28. 58.28. When you look at the ascending lines, and you know, this is why that line actually might have been there, is because I had it measured on the monthly. Okay, look at the support here. When you look back even further in this ascending line, look at the supports here. Like there's massive support along this line. This also had this is resistance, support. It broke it, came onto this one. If it breaks it again, which it broke it here, here we are here. When it came to this line, look, a spike through, back onto it, spike through, again back up. And here we are again, nearly hit it. And here we are again, nearly hitting it again. That line is, well, that's 57. And this is the new month. So look, this month finished yesterday, and this is the new month. So again, the intention on this month is, it'll be interesting. Look at the VWAPs down here. So again, this is where we are. Are we going down for a massive spill? You know, and yeah, or if we're going to hit a V at some point here, if this lifts up far enough, we get a turn on this. look at the 5 coming down here. And the 5, rejection, 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 you know, rejection. So the 5 is coming down pretty strong. Is absolutely could have pushed down more. Yes, if price action gets up high enough above it, at some point in the month it could become support. 69 all the way back up to 84. So again, there's the 10, rejection, rejection, rejection. We've already had a candle down for a month. So down, down, up, up, down. This could be an up month where we come up and hit the Bollinger on the month. There's 82, 85. Possibly coming up, hitting the Bollinger, 82, 85. And then one push down and then one up. That's what I'm suggesting. If it was going to go down further, there's the Bollinger at 44. There's the Bollinger at 44. Here on the monthly is the 55 EMA at 51.43. It's not shown in this because it's a Bybit chart. There's not enough history for it to show it. Yeah. So this is where the 55 is. There's the 20. Here's the 55. And then here is. Oh no, it's not an MA. Here's the Bollinger at 44.64. So the down targets is if we wanted to go further, these are looking pretty difficult to get through. Interesting to see if it breaks them. And if it's going to go up, yeah, I think it's going to head one more time, down one more time, and break out. And then it looks like we're on the last leg of this bull run. Is the last parabolic pump on this bull run. With XRP, because it's been held back, I'd imagine XRP is probably going to do one of the best pumps of the market on this cycle, simply because it hasn't done it yet, while a lot of the others have. So while the rest will be great, I think XRP will be fantastic for that reason. Okay, if I go into smaller time frames. So there's the daily. Maybe this is going to move. Maybe the 5 is going to give here. The 12 just turned. 12 hour just turned. Okay, so again, you can pull it in tight and it makes it look like it's going down really strongly. Spread out a little bit. Doesn't look so bad, but doesn't matter. Is if you look at this here, is it came down, went sideways, capitulated, came down, went sideways, capitulated. Big drop down, gave it space to turn. So this gave it space to go sideways to come up here, yeah. Where here, there's that first big drop. Look, there's that first big drop. Is then it works its way down. Okay, it starts to work its way down. This is where this one, look, this isn't as long on this one, but look, this is where this one gets longer. It did a drop there, but it didn't really stop anything, came down much longer. There's its first proper attempt at a retrace. Again, got rejected on the 10, where here you can see it got rejected off the 144. Here, then down again. So look, this came down again, tried to go sideways again, and got rejected off the 5. So you can see the drops, and then the one final drop, the drops, and then potentially the one final drop. So it looks like it's in a very similar place. Within the pattern is this drop here gave the 5 and the 10 space to turn, where here the 5 is a bit closer. Look, it took 1, 2, 3 candles to touch the 5 here, where this one is 1, 2, and it looks like we're going to be touching the 5 already. So, but anyway, that's the 12 hour. Let me go back to the 1 day again, simply for the RSI. Okay, so now the RSI, there's the oversold. I'll actually go have a better chart for the RSI. I'll show you now. Now there we go. Okay, so this holds more information for the RSI. Yeah. So now here is, look at price action. This is the $1.97. Yeah. So from this wave here down, is you can see one wave down, 2, 3. So there was 3 touches to the top and the bottom for this top to reach the bottom here. So now here you have a wave up, and again is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to the top here. So on the way down here is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the moment. Yeah. Okay. So you can see the amount of times the sideways action here, and the amount of times the daily has gone up and down. So now look at this. These 3 lines here, here's the oversold. There's a level here where the RSI comes to. There's 1 touch, 2, 3 touches where it just comes to this first line. Here's the oversold, here goes 1. Now next level, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and again slight wick through it there. The one we're on now has got wick through that, but there's 4 where it comes to this level, and then the next level down there is 1, 2, there's 3 clear touches to this level. Yeah. Now there's 1 here that wicks through and nearly gets to it. You can nearly say this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is all the way back from May 2019, so 3 years or so. So now when you look at the pattern of the wicks, is generally when you zoom in a little bit, you've got this, you've got where it comes down, and you've got this bottom here, it touches down. Let me start here so I can describe it more clearly here. It's clearer here. Yeah, is you've got this touch at the oversold. It comes up one last time, and then it goes into drops down, and then it starts to work its way up. Here it is again. Look, it touches the oversold, comes up, and then down. It comes up, does a little drop, up again. Yeah. So now this one does the same, but this doesn't touch the oversold, comes up, goes into the oversold. It's the same pattern, but it's higher. This one here again touches the oversold, up one last time, and then down. So you can see again it doesn't break the oversold here, but one last lift and then down. So you can see that pattern playing out. So here is it comes down, and again it breaks the oversold, it comes back up, comes down again, breaks into the oversold. We were talking the other day, and I was like, look, it looks maybe like this is it, and it's going to come up, and then this one couldn't hold, and it's gone down lower again. But now it's after breaking this level, and it's turned up again. So you can see clearly that the price action is looking to turn. So the question is again is can this hold? Can the daily of this hold? Yeah, that's the question. Is look how far it's come down. Is there much more for it to go when you compare it to all the previous daily RSIs? Is yeah, maybe it will come down here. Maybe it will come down here. One more push would definitely get it down. This may turn. This may turn because this daily yesterday was up, but by the end of the day, last few hours of the day, it went down. So for sure, this could do one more drop down. If it was going to do one more drop down from where it is, that down to the monthly 55 EMA at 51 or so, spiking to a 49, seems definitely would get it down to there. It doesn't need to go any lower to get down there, for sure. But it does look like it's bottoming out. It does look like it's bottoming out. Now I know that RSI can be a little bit deceitful in the sense that, you know, one wick down is enormous price action, where the same wick down with different volume is a very different price action. So I'm basing this on the volume that the market is showing at the moment. If it maintains the same pattern in the volume, is this coming down to here is about a 50 or 49. It's not much more than that. A lot more volume would want to appear before to get the price action down much more. Yeah. So again, we're looking at this again just to see what's going to happen here. Yeah. So then, and again, I'm relating this to again the MAs. So you see the 800 MA here? Why is the 5 moving a little sideways? Because it's coming towards the 800 MA. And I think it's the 800 MA is starting to push this a little bit sideways, where, look, from here, there was no MA in its way to take a blow a little bit, where I think the 800 MA here is doing that. Is it enough? I don't know. The 12-hour, equally, so back daily one last time, the 12-hour, equally the stochastic is at the bottom. Now look, the stochastic can stay at the bottom for a very long time, so there's not much to read into this with regards, oh yeah, it's gonna come up. Is look how long it could stay there. So it's until that actually starts to come up on the daily, it's not much to it, you know. On the 12-hour, I think the 12-hour is a little more telling. I think that the 12-hour is a little bit more telling on the stochastic, because although look at the length of it there, it's been longer at the bottom, and you can see it's willing to go up. So it's just a matter of when it's going to go up. Yeah, when it's going to go up. And again, it's going a little sideways, but look, doesn't mean anything. We got to get past. We got to get past more than 2 candles, which hasn't happened yet. Here's the 9-hour. Again, it's going to challenge it soon. You can see the RSI in the 9-hour or the stock is scooping up there. That looks eager looks ready to go up. Again, you can do this little flickery thing up and down and not go anywhere. Again, back into the oversold. All these later hours in the oversold is a lot. They've been a lot in the oversold at the moment. There's the 8-hour again, ready to turn if it can hold. Now, interestingly, the 6-hour is, you can see the 6 hours now, price action and the 5 MA are meeting on the 6-hour. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because if you look at the last couple of attempts here, is it got up as far as the 20 there, 20 EMA, 20 MA. Is here is the 10 turned it. Here the 10 turned it. So one of the things to watch out for is the 10. If we see it getting past the 10 on the 6-hour, that's another good indication that we could be in for the lift. And again, look, you can see the stock already working its way up here on this 6 hour more, yeah. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to flick quickly to the week. Okay, yeah, see this is the bit that's a little bit uncomfortable about. Could this on the weekly, could we be looking for a much bigger dump? You see the weekly here like this? Yeah, this is a bit uncomfortable. If we look at the price action on this, like there's the weekly at the top here, came all the way down here, big drop, came back up again to here, again worked its way down, hit the bottom here, stayed on the bottom here, came back up to the top here. Interestingly, is look at what how little it took to get it back to the top on this one. So maybe there's not that much more on the weekly to get it back to the bottom again. You know, comparing it to this got it to the top, this got it to the top, this got it to the top. This was an enormous drop, but didn't break the bottom. This was an enormous drop, but didn't break the bottom. This is here. This got it to the top. At the moment, it hasn't broken the bottom. But then this isn't at the bottom. That would be the difference. Here it bottomed out. Here it bottomed out. It hasn't bottomed out here. So again, that's one to watch. Further down, just out of curiosity on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour is again you can see the RSI here is making an effort to get up. Equally, the stock is there's the bottom, there's the top, there's the bottom again. Again, you can see it's trying to work its way up. But again, look, here it is at the top. It found its way down to the bottom here. This small little movement here brought it all the way to the top again. And again, this movement here brought it all the way back to the bottom, yeah? So back to the same thing. It could only be a couple of 4 hour candles, and again, it getting rejected by the 10. So if this is going to do something, is we want to see a start to the 4 hour start to break the 10 as well. That would be getting beyond, like there it got poked through the 20. So yeah, seeing it break the 10 here would be a good indicator, yeah. Again, this is where, look, the 3 hour is here's it on the stock. Here's the top. There's a bottom. Look, practically back to the top, nearly, but didn't. Back to the bottom here. Not into the oversold, but back to the bottom. And again, it's just above halfway up, and we're getting this. So if this is what half of the RSI, stock RSI is taking us to, is it doesn't look like it's going to get up much more before it will need a trip to the bottom. Not unless it wants to really push, and again it stays on, floats on the top for a little while. Not unless we get something like this. And you can see, look, 1 wave, 2 waves, 3 waves. Maybe it wants to start to do a bit of work up. But again, I don't know. There could be a little bit of hopium in my voice there. Okay, the 2 hour is pretty similar. Again, the 1 hour this is where, again, it gets a little bit more challenging, because like there's the RSI working its way up. Look at how far back. This is where the last time the RSI got to the top, it was here. Here. There. And again, this is where the bigger correction was. Once to the top, twice to the top, but they weren't proper corrections. They were just retraces on the way down. So the question is when are we going to hit the bottom that we get the proper retrace up? That is the question. So let's just have a quick look at this one here. Just looking at the pattern of the VWAP. Okay. So at the moment the VWAP is playing a very interesting line, because it's being constant support here. Is that can't go on without a challenge, and you can see it here. Is look, the stock is coming up, even if it wants to stay up for a while, is going to get tired. It's going to need to come down and have a correction. One of the telling things here will be is look at this, when the stock from here, from the bottom to the top, it did this. Okay, and then all the way down to the bottom again. So now we're back up the top. It could float along here. It will be interesting if, again, depending on the impulse of it, is where is the impulse here? How's the impulse here? Is if we got a blow off top, you could get this staying up here a lot longer, and it gets a nice lift, a nice push to the 20s, possibly up to the 50s here. Is if it could do that. Now what I'd be looking for is when it's correction back to when the RSI stock goes back to the bottom. If the RSI goes back to the bottom quickly, but yet price action doesn't dip that much, that would be a good sign. So that if price action can break up to the 50 here before the stock goes down, and then when the stock does look to go back to the bottom, is rather than the price action coming down, let's say the stock went back to the bottom, but price action came back and was supported by the VWAP. So you've got this here, then it works up to here, it goes a little sideways, now this starts to come down, price action comes down, tests the VWAP, and then bounces off and up again. Or holds it and bounces along it. That would be a good sign, because you can see that the VWAPs are not holding. Look at this here. Here it bounces along, and then it eventually capitulates. It comes up, it can't hold, and then down again. So seeing the RSI stock be able to move up and down, and this hold, and create that sideways consolidation, that's what I'll be looking for. Yeah. Outside of that, I would normally just flick into the 15 just to see what's going on. And you can see that the 15 is doing a little bit of what I'm hoping that the hour will do. Is you can see that the RSI is working up, but look at the stock here. Here's the bottom. It goes back up, floats along the top, while price action gets that blow off top a little bit more. Look, it does a correction, but look, it doesn't go deep. The VWAP holds it, and then here it is floating up again, and doing this zigzaggy thing here. Is maybe the hour, for the hour for have to its blow off top, is the 15 minute could get up to the 200 MA, and you get a lift up to the 200 MA possibly, and then you get a retrace back. It holds, and then it either floats along sideways or does another little lift. So you can see what what I'm hoping for in the hour is the 15-minute is already behaving that way. So this, the last thing I'm going to do here is just with the, here's the 1, 2, again 3, 4, 5. That might be it. I'm just generally doing this just out of curiosity. So here's the bottom. There's the top. That's the next bottom. So it is 1, 2, and again, if this is the top, then this 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the wave, yeah. Now, I don't know structurally how well that would work, unless we had a 1, 2, and then we're going lots of sideways. If the 1 hour can get its pump, is that might give us a 3, a 4, and a 5, and we'll get our wave proper on the 15-minute. It's just stretched out. Don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm waffling now. I'm just waffling a little bit, so I'm going to finish up. Has anybody any questions? Anybody any questions? Okay. All right. So back to what I said at the start is I'm looking at this line. If this line can hold, and we get the sideways, is looking good for the lift back up to about 79.80. It's looking good for that. Potentially another drop back to this line if I think we're in the right place, and then a pump up. If I'm wrong, which I could well be, is we could be.
A quick question. That line that you got, is that, if you were to touch it today, is your price 56?
Say again, please.
The long-term. So that long-term trend line, I've got the same one.
Yep.
If we were to touch it today, would you reach a level of 56,663?
This one or this one?
No, the one above.
This one.
Yeah.
Well, no, we have. Yeah, we've wicked to it already. Yeah. Is
my slightly different.
56. Well, you see, I'm for this one. I'm on Bitstamp. I'm on Bitstamp because it shows me the full history. So if you're on Bybit, it might be a little bit different. But yeah, 56.6.
Yeah.
56.6. Let me go on to one of my Bybit charts. On my Bybit chart, it's at 56.13. And if I put a line,
I'm around about that range. That's the one I'm watching for.
Yeah, there's the line. There's the same line on Bybit.
Yeah.
I'll make it there's the same line. There you go. There's the same line on Bybit. So yeah, if this can hold, Neil, I know you missed the start, so I'm not sure whether you heard what I'm saying. I'm going to basically say it in one or two sentences. Yeah, I reckon potentially, because I've been suggesting that we're potentially somewhere down here, and my thought was, well, and this the final pump before the dump for the breakout, and for XRP to begin its bull run. That was my logic, yeah. But now, and because XRP hasn't broken its all-time high, is officially the bull run hasn't started, because that's when you say you're now in new price action. Bull run is kicked off. XRP hasn't had that, but the rest of the market, for the vast majority, has. So the rest of the market has had their pumps. So then I had looked at this before, but when I seen it hit this line, is when you look at XRP, here's a wave up. From here, you've got the 1 wave, 2 waves, 3 waves, and now you have a greater correction, and then here's the last leg up, yeah? So now, when you look at the bottom here, because here's the bottom of one bear market, here's the bottom of another, here's the 1, 2, the 3 legs up, all the way up to here. No, excuse me, is 1, 2, 3, all the way up to here. Then it has a correction. It did a correction here of about 60%. This correction here was 70 something percent, because this is where the court case come in. 78%, much bigger drop. So now here is it does its correction, and then off it goes. Now this was a 14x pump, this here. XRP from here to here was a 10x pump. So this goes deeper because of the court case, and then the pump is stifled again by the court case. It's restricted, but it's still holding the form of following the pumps. It's just they're weaker. So on this one is look, it breaks the all-time high, gets a rejection, which is common, and then you get the next pump. Is XRP never got that far. It never got that far. But is it in this sideways action? Yeah, it looks very much like it's in this sideways action. And when I look at this here, I don't know when you come into the chat, Neil, so I'm just briefly going. I know I said one sentence, but is when you look at the touch lines here, is it gets broken a little bit here, but these are really solid wicks. And I reckon we're on this one here. I reckon we're on this one, where we have potentially one final lift, and then a drop, and then up we go. And there's 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touches to the top, where you have a top, a bottom, a top, a bottom, a top, a bottom, a top, a bottom, and then up. So 4 tops, 4 bottoms, yeah? Is here 1 top, because again, then there's the bottom, 1 bottom, then back to the top. This is part of the same top, so this is 1, this is 2. Now back to the bottom, so this is 2. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So top and bottom. So that we're on our third one. We have a fourth one, which again, look at these two are level here. And then the fourth one will come back up to the line here, so back up to about 79.82. That would fit in with, here's the 2 level here, and then the last one comes up short, which would match what I'm saying there. Come back down, touch the line one more time, and then pump. And then you can see the triple bottom here. So now I'm not going to go into there's impulses there that made it like that, yeah? Where this one here is, here's the same, this is where I get a little bit confused. The third bottom is here, and there's a triple bottom. Is this bottom here is the third bottom. Okay, now there's this is creating a triple bottom here, but this is the second touch, the third, and then here's the third. Is this price action here might create its own double or triple bottom here, yeah. Anyway, my point is that this is the third touch to the bottom. If it holds, could it break through like one of those previously could, or did? Could it break through a little bit like this? Yes, it could. Where would it go to? There's the 55 EMA on the month down here at 51.39. With a bit of a wick through, could go to 49. So could it come down one more leg to here? Yeah, it could do that. It could do that. Could there be?
My liquidation's 49, but that would be uncomfortable.
It would
At the moment, it's uncomfortable, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
49 is uncomfortable.
yeah, totally. I'm in the same boat. It's all a bit tight. Yeah. Cheers, Michael. Um, yeah, it is. I agree with you. Yeah. But the only reason I'm bringing this up, I did see this before and then I dismissed it. You know, but now I'm back on it again because of where this went and just how accurate these are. Just how accurate these are. Um, so it would be super to see this head back up, because if it does, I think I've nailed where it is in the pattern, and then there's fantastic trading for a touch, and then up we go. So that's it. If I keep talking, I'm going to just repeat the whole thing. The market looks as spilly as hell.
Yeah, that's a worrying thing, but I went in quite larger than I should have.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm in 25,000 XRP long,
Oh.
which is
Okay.
like
A nail biter.
which is okay. But at the moment, it's just that these times are like so volatile. They just caught me out.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. One of the arguments I'd have for this here and how far it's going to go is
Yeah,
it's telegraphed. Everybody on their
yeah.
everybody on their mother, all like everybody retail. When it gets to the level where all retail is telling you what's going to do, it's just a really bad sign for what it's going to do.
I think a lot of the smart guys are saying the same thing. If you look at the other markets, S&P, gold, we're in this massive accumulation phase and we're about to break out, but everyone's not sure if we're going to have one more leg down or not.
Yeah,
Even the S&P is like reached really good support at 18-month support.
yeah,
If you break down, it's quite spilly, and same for XRP, right?
yeah.
Because
That's it. Yeah. I would say
decent support levels now.
yeah, I'd say the bottom line for that, it does, Neil. I'd say the bottom line for that would be the 49, where if it breaks the 55 EMA and the monthly, I think that's where it gets that's where it gets go. Okay, this could be something much more serious, uh, but I honestly don't think it is. And again, I'll say it again: the whole market is loading in on the dump. Is for this to turn around now and you get a smart wake up, it's gonna wipe out so many shorts. Um,
Yeah.
and again, I think the the volume, Neil, the volume isn't here for this to go to 49. It could do it with another spill, but if it was going to go much further, it would require volume, and real volume hasn't really appeared yet. And if it did now, all the people that have gone into that are in their shorts, if this dropped to say 30, 32 or 28 cent, all the people in the shorts the traders would make an absolute fortune, because it's a freebie given to them.
Yeah, it's a free fall, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's been telegraphed. And market makers don't give away freebies like that to traders. They just don't do it. You know.
Yeah, all the everything makes sense. It's just like you have to keep kind of repeating these things to yourself, and it gets uncomfortable.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know it. I know the feeling. Yeah,
I
yeah.
I got my liquidation at 49, but I might just top it up a bit. I hate XRP because of the wiki movement.
Uh-huh.
They might like I've been caught out on XRP by 1 cent, and
Uh-huh.
that was like
Yeah,
um,
I had that.
yeah.
I had I had that one. My second trade was my biggest one, and it offered me 203,000 XRP, and I was like, no, I'm waiting, because it looked like it was gonna offer double that. And
Yeah,
then it just turned around and it started to head down like a bullet. And I said, oh, I'll hang in, and I went all the way down, and it put me what, 17,000 in the red, was it? And it was a lot. 17,000. It was a lot in the red, and it wicked me out by 10 cent.
I got wicked out on a $1,500 position by 1 cent.
Yeah,
That's why my margin are now
brutal.
20, so it's 49, but I might set it to 45
Yeah,
and watch it. Because I might have to de-risk, depends on if it gets spilly, I just close it and I'll catch it at the bottom.
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I have some very small longs at the bottom from 35, and then every 3 cent down to 23. I've longs in. So 35, 32, 28, 29, 26, 23. Now small amounts in them. And if it gets down that far, I'll be looking to catch those and just get my position, you know.
Yeah.
But again,
It's weird, like trading's like you could lose money fast, but you can make money fast too.
yes.
It only takes a couple of good trades, but I think I've used more, given where we are in the market, I know there's a pump coming and I've seen it with XRP, it just goes like a rocket and you won't catch it. So I've kind of like loaded in.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, I know what I'm going to do this time with regard. When it's going to blast off this time, is I'm going to put a couple of conditionals in, where I think it's going to kick off, you know, and just dollar cost them in, and just have a couple of layers of them in, and put them in small. And once I see one or two of them trigger, what I'll do is I'll put a bit in the margin and pull it down, and just give it a space to take off. And then once it takes off, then I'll start the DCA in, you know. Because anyway, no conversation for another day.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's just see the daily closes. We can get a green daily close, that would be positive.
Yeah, well, this is. I don't know whether you're here. Were you here for the bit where I show the
1 hour MAs on the.
No, the RSI. This one here is the. This is the RSIs on the daily over the last 3 years. Yeah. And here's the oversold here. Did you get that dotted line? Yeah. It came below it here, touched off this red line. Let's say give that one 1, 2, 3. 3 times it hit this one. It came down to the second one and hit it once as it touched to it. 2, 3, and they're very exact. They're very tight. You know, three times the little wick through, 4 times there, and then this bottom line it wicked to it 1, 2, 3. Very clearly, very very tight. This one now, we'll give this to the fourth line as well. It wicked down lower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to the bottom. Where we are now, it's wicked to the second, and you can see the turn on it. Now, yesterday it was turned up and it got rejected 2 or 3 hours before we got the candle down, and it pushed it down again. So, but you can see what I'm trying to say, Neil, is that in the last 3 years, it's came down and touched this line really 3 times. With the
I did notice that. I was scrolling back. I'm like, surely, like we're gonna lift up. It hasn't happened so much times that we've been in this much oversold.
Yes, exactly. And if the volume stays the same as it is, if you don't get major volume in, and it does another drop with the same type of volume that it's been behaving all the way down here, is taking it down to this line with the volume that it's using at the moment, is it will be doing well to get it to 49. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So that makes sense.
Like, so
I think the biggest volume candle we had was just recently. It was on the 1st of May, this 12 o'clock, where we had a big volume sell. But normally, once we have these big volume sells, we'll do another scoop. The volume does a scoop, and we should come up.
That's right. There it is. There it is. There at the moment. Now, another thing in the pattern is that you'll see that it comes. There's the oversold. Touches the oversold, comes up one last time, and then does its dip. Here's this one.
Yeah.
Touches the oversold, comes up one last time, then does it into the oversold again. Is the same pattern as here, but not at the oversold. It bottoms, it comes up one last time, and this time it just broke the oversold. So where this one again touches once to the oversold, comes up one last time, back into the oversold, you know, and then up it goes. Now this might be that might be a bearish divergence. The price actually might have got lower there, just out of curiosity. No, it didn't. Is look at there's it dropped, it came back up, it came back down, but this is the bottom and this is the 1-2 of the next wave up. So it didn't break this. Okay. I thought that might have been a bullish divergence. Okay. But you get the pattern. Look, it touches here, one last up, down into the oversold, and then off it goes. So now when we relate it to where we are in this one, is lots of fecky sideways action. But look, we've broken into the oversold. We've come back up the one last time. We've come down and we've broken the oversold, gone lower again. Is try to make it? No. Try to make it yesterday? No. Is here we are again today. Is maybe it needs one last dip, you know, before it can get up there. Maybe we'll get this and then up like this. That's what I'm thinking. That's what if the volume.
Pointing that out, because I think you've done that in another session.
Yeah.
I'll watch this and I'll keep this as a mental notice in my mind, because these are great trades. They don't come often, but you're going to oversold, deeply oversold, and then just catch them.
Yeah, they are. Like this is what I'm going to base my long-term trades on now, is this chart.
Yeah.
This is my chart.
Yeah.
When I look at this chart, I can see this pattern here. Is, you see, I got caught here on this one, Neil. I went in on my long here.
Well, it was a third spike, but it came lower.
Yeah, that's what I got.
First drops.
That's what, and I was pissed off about it. I was like, you know, here, and it's gone up. And what am I missing? You know, because this is where I got caught, and I'm like, okay, go back and double check, and I just got it in my head. I get the pattern of what it does here now. So now I'm going to wait. Next time I'll see this. I'll wait till it lands around here, and this is where I start to load in. You know, equally at the top is I've done the lines at the top as well. So this is what I'm going to base my long-term patterns on now, and equally on the where is it? On the, I put in another chart the other day. Here we go. The golden cross and the death cross on the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA is I'm going to be looking for. I'm keeping this as a simple chart, and I'm looking for where they cross. I'm looking for where those crosses come in to put in trades. Yeah. Now they don't happen as often. But anyway. So there you go. I could keep waffling on. I did say I was going to keep this short, but it's been good. It's been good to go through it again. Neil, let's see what happens here. It's a new month. Today's the end of the week as well. So if this can hold, I think if the daily can hold here, I think that might be it. I think it might be it. Is if we have a quick look at the monthly first, because a new month. I'm back on the MAs. A new month is, again, I'm not sure whether you were here for this or not. Is you can see that over the months that this white line here, 58.21, is when you go back at the moment, it's support. A little wick through. It was the same for the previous. I'm going to count this one as a support. So over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, 4 of those months, this was the support. It was support here as well, deeper wick throughs, but support is support here, resistance here, and resistance on these two. And the reason being is that it got rejected and got pushed back down. It didn't get above until it came back up here and broke this. So this line here is super important. It's been far more of a support line than it has a resistance line. And we've had a long red candle down. So will we get a long green candle up? Again, hitting up around the Bollinger at 82, 83, and then coming back down one last time for the breakout. So that would follow the pattern that I was describing earlier on, Neil. Yeah. That would be following the pattern. When we look at these lines here, again, these are long-term support lines. This here is 10 cent, 1062. This is 16.99. Look, you can see the support here along here. Fantastic. Well, we broke it here. So now we go to the next level, and here's where it wicked to 16.99 and it came back up. The body of it came here. This one here, it wicked again. So now I'm putting this line here just to see. Again, it nearly came to it, didn't. Nearly came to it, it didn't. But this line isn't confirmed yet. So if it came and hit this line, there's 57. There's the 55 EMA on the month at 52.33. There's the Bollinger on the month at 44.62. So that could be a scary option as well if I wanted to do that, yeah. And then this here is my liquidation price at 42.29. So that's the month. So the month is turned. So the question is can we hold this? It'd be super to see the RSI move away on the daily and that it start to lift this. We can sort of catch a breath on it. Is on the weekly. Here we are. The week is finishing tomorrow or today, end of today. There's the Bollinger on the weekly, so it's pushing through the Bollinger. Is there? It hit the top of the Bollinger there. It hit the bottom, pushing through the Bollinger here. Potentially, if we can get a lift back up, again heading back up, and again is looking to touch this line over the next couple of weeks. Somewhere around there's a 79, 74. If the 50 comes down like this, the Bollinger decides to take a turn down. But the 50 comes down, there's 1 week, there's 2 week. It could spike up. There's 84. If it took 3 weeks, it'd be down 1, 2. The 50 could be down at 82, 83. Maybe we'll get our impulse, that final impulse back up. So
Yeah.
So to be honest, when I look at it that way, Neil, that there's a lot of positives to it actually bottoming out.
Also, I noticed that there's not much the market makers can reclaim now from the long-term loans because we're kind of come back into all the ranges of the spikes at the bottom since January this year.
Yeah.
And if they want to come back to those long-term longs in 29th June, that's around the 50p range,
that's
the 50 cent range.
That's right. Now, if it was to wipe out those, it would need to probably go a little lower. That's the bit. That's the bit that's a little scary. And this is what I don't like about that. This is the Staccato Rsi on the weekly. So the Staccato Rsi in the weekly it's halfway down. Well, actually, this is much further down, but there's still there's space to go. Now again, you can see the waves, the way it moves is like there. It's at the top. There, I've got to pull this down a little bit. Like there, it's at the top here, and you can see it moving in a wave. It takes this to get it to the bottom, but look, even it goes all the way back up here, it still stays at the bottom. You know, here it is at the bottom, and it took this. This is what I find interesting. This small little movement here took it all the way to the top again, and then this small movement here is taking it down quite a bit. You know, so
why is that? Why is you can max out the RSI? These are the low volume pumps, so like low volume price action faster.
This is the stock. This is the stock RSI, which is more. It's a more immediate. There's a more immediate response, so it doesn't always follow the normal RSI, in its pattern. So you could get the weekly doesn't show it. If I try and show it on maybe a daily, is you can have. I've got to wait for it to come on now. Yeah, you can have the. I'll say it, and then I'll see if I can find the list. You can have the RSI at the top, and it goes to the bottom, but the stock RSI within that could go up to top, bottom, while the RSI does it once, the stock can go up and down a couple of times, because it's more immediate. So I'll give you an example. Is look at here is. This looks like this actually isn't. This is bearish divergence. Is that look at the tops out here, and then look here's this pump here, you know. So it's going into the oversold. Well, oh no, my apologies. That's wrong. My apologies. This is bearish divergence. So look, the RSI is here, or the price action is here. There's the RSI, and then look. RSI drops down and tries to come back up, but price action gets higher. So this is the 3, 4, 5, the bearish divergence, which is telling you it's going to turn, because the RSI can't make it back up. But look at what the stock did at the same time. Is the stock got up here, it floated along the top, but now when this dropped down to the bearish divergence, look at the stock. Look how it practically got to the bottom. So this is more immediate. This is telling you that this is tanking, if that makes sense. Where the RSI didn't get down so far, the stock got all the way into the oversold again. So now look at this here. It drops. Here's the RSI. It drops. It comes back up. It's heading down again. But look at the stock. The stock is moving more volatile, nearly back to the top, back to the bottom again. So it's sometimes I find it confusing. But what it really does is that the stock RSI is giving you the more immediate response, in the sense that here is the 3, 4, 5. Now here's the A, B, C. Is this here is giving you a more of a clearer response. I'm getting caught in my words, Neil. I'm going to simplify it because I'm talking far more than I want to. Is the stock RSI gives you a more immediate response to price action, and when you're looking at the regular RSI moving down the channel, the stock RSI gives you a better indication of when the corrections are going to come and when the corrections are going to change. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I do use it, but Mihaela taught us to when the RSI is topped out, and then you see the stock RSI turning.
Yes.
That's a good entry.
That's right, because look at this as an example. Is here's the RSI coming down here like this, yeah, and then it continues on down. But look at the stock. The stock here is the stock drops to the bottom, okay, and because it's dropping to the bottom again, it's here now. I got this right. Yeah, no, Neil. I'd want to sit down and get a very clear example. And
yeah, I would like to use the stock, but I just use it for like entry exit type along with the RSI. But in between, it's confusing. I can't read it.
Yes, there you go. You've said it far more succinctly than I did. That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, very good, very good.
Cheers, Ray. Thanks for your time. It's
You're,
amazing we get to do one-to-one sessions with you as a professional trader.
you're very welcome. To be honest, we like a small group. And we sort of like a quiet, Neil. We talk when we have something to say, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Rather than constantly having to feed the beast. I tried it a little bit, and I don't think I could. Doing that YouTubing every day is, you have to feed the beast. You always have to have something to say, even when there's nothing to say. You know.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to learn, because even like you've got live commentary, but over time you'd talk about all these different indicators, but as time goes on, you layer more on. So you start simple and you start layering the more indicators on. So I started with just the 55 to 220.
Yeah.
But now I'm finding price actions nowhere near them. So now I've layered the 5s and the 10s on.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
That's
right.
I'm blown off what you guys are doing, because you're talking about the 5s and 10s. I'm like, okay, you start monitoring price action with the other indicators.
Yeah,
But it's been an interesting journey so far.
It is, yeah, and Neil, all that takes time. Like that really is, like, to talk about time in the market. But then when you're sharing it and training people, is it's easy to show you. Well, look, here's a technique, but the experiencing it and really getting into the nuance of it is just enough. That's an awful lot more hours than most people are willing to offer. Where we're sort of doing this as we both like to teach, we both like to share. So it's a nice small group and good conversations is where we're happy with that, you know. So
yeah, I guess putting it on the chart's one thing, but you guys give the commentary of like how price action behaves with the MAs, right?
that's right.
That is, and looking back as well. I find looking back's helpful. Try to what did price action do at the last time the 5 crossed the 10?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We're always trying to bring it to life. That's the buzz. And listen, thanks for recommending us, by the way. Really
no
appreciate
worries. It's like when you find something good, like you want to share it with other people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. Yeah. How's Raj getting on?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's finding he's using the TA for he trades stocks as well.
Very good.
Yeah, so he's not he's got a crypto account, and I think he put money in SHIB just like off the whim, and he just put it in and it tripled or quadrupled. And when I said like this is more, it's not just crypto. This is TA and price action, could apply it to anything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then he goes, if you could trade, he's done trading of other things, but with no like technicals.
Yeah.
And we've lost money in the market. We've lost lots of money in other stocks. Yeah. I'm like, only if we knew half the stuff that they taught us back then.
I know.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
we lost like 50 grand on like an AIM stock. And it was just a clear descending channel. We just held on to it. Now it'll go up. No emotion, it was all emotion, no trading.
Yeah. Go on ahead.
It was like a descending channel for like 1 year. Just held on to it. Like,
ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Just because of what's it called? News plays, right? News plays, it's a way to move price action. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Fascinating.
Cool.
Enjoy the rest of your day, yeah?
You too, mate.
All right, have a good one. Thanks, Neil. Cheers.
Cheers, bye.
Bye-bye.